Costa numéro 9011, départ 8h13 à destination de Londres-Waterloo est ouvert. Veuillez vous diriger sur le terminal Costa, situé au premier étage. Merci. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Check in for Eurostar number 901.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here with you today in Illuminations, the planetarium of the new Queen Mary 2. Now, people say to me, where does Queen Mary 2 begin? And I like to think that it begins on a cold September night, September the 25th in 1967, when passengers standing on the rail of a ship crossing the North Atlantic peered out into the expanse and saw a red glow. And within a few minutes they could discern that it was another ship and that the red glow was attributable to the fact that the ship had two red and black funnels. And glancing over their shoulder, they could see that the ship they were on had three red and black funnels. And that date, September the 25th, 1967, was in fact the last time that Cunard's venerable queens, Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth, crossed on the North Atlantic. The last time they were together as a pair. And everybody, Cunard, the media, said that that would be the last time that there would be two Cunard queens on the North Atlantic.
A transatlantic ship, transatlantic crossing has got real purpose. It's moving people from one place to another. And it's, in the olden days, it was something that wasn't done for fun. It was done out of necessity because air transportation was so much in its infancy that it wasn't a viable alternative, so people had to travel by ship. And certainly in the 1930s, with the Queen Mary, the Normandy, and then in the 1940s when the Queen Elizabeth was introduced, There was a certain glamour attached and the golden age of luxury travel. And certainly that's what we've tried to recreate in the building of this ship. This ship, Queen Mary II, is the first transatlantic liner to be built since the QE2 in 1969. She has the long forecastle, which is the distance from the front of the ship to the superstructure, a very pointed bow. She has over-dimensioned hull thickness, very, very strong. She has a tremendous amount of power that can drive the ship at speed, and the hull form can withstand the rough weather being driven at high speed. She has the range. So everything that is required of a transatlantic liner she has.
And this is how the ship was constructed. These are the blocks weighing up to 600 tons each, prefabricated in the sheds, lifted by crane and placed in the dock. The lower level of the machinery spaces, the green, are the passenger public rooms where we are now, blue passenger cabins. That's where they were early in December 2002 when they moved the ship down the dock. And then they continued adding these blocks that are already outfitted with cabling, ducting and some machinery. And what's amazing is that whilst the shipyard was building this ship, that they say is about 1.6 times a normal ship, they were also building 3 or 4 other large cruise ships. So like 12,000 people employed within the shipyard. And here's the ship in the final position in the building dock, construction well underway. You can see that the bow is almost complete and large sections of the superstructure are in place. And you can see over to the side where the crane is, one of the future blocks that would be lifted on board. Now the speed the ship is moving up and down, you'll be pleased to know, is exaggerated because of the scale effects. But the actual distance the ship moves up and down, and the way the bulb comes out of the water, that's correct. And from these tests, we were able to determine that the ship is twice as good a ship in seakeeping terms than the QE2. So if the QE2 was rolling 10 degrees, this ship would be rolling 5, and the same with pitch and the other degrees of motion. And these are the pods, the Mermaid pods developed by Rolls-Royce and Alstom. These are the electric motors hanging underneath the ship. And what's really amazing, even for me, about these pods is that each one weighs 350 tons. That's more than a jumbo 747 jet on takeoff. And we have 4 of them hanging at the stern of the ship with the propeller pacing forward, driving us at speeds approaching 35 miles per hour.
We've taken the basic QE2 design and tried to introduce into it some of the feeling of the golden age of the ships of the 1930s. So the public rooms are considerably higher, there's much more space. We have the wide central promenades going on decks 2 and 3 linking the public rooms, which haven't been seen since the Normandy was built in 1936. Sailing on the most dangerous ocean in the world, an ocean that you're never really sure what the weather's going to be like. You're on a ship that's designed and built to cope with all the vagaries of that ocean. It's a thrilling thing to be on a big ship such as this in a big storm, seeing the water boiling around you. And I think that if you also consider that on a transatlantic crossing, you're on the ship for 6 days, you're a captive audience. You're compelled, unless you stay in your cabin, to meet other people, to make new friends. And it's a human experience. And if you can play that out in a ship with huge public spaces, it's an experience you don't have on land.
Look at the size of it. You see, we're up here.
Right.
The second one. In between the second one. Oh.
I'm the third balcony cabin on the first set of poles.
Standing beside your creation here, and all they've got to do is talk about
fashion. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Yes.
Queen Mary II. Buenos días. Hola. Buenos días. Gran Canaria, igual de otra vez. Bienvenido a Gran Canaria. Gran Canaria, la mejor del archipiélago. Gran Canaria. Bien, bien, bien. Mío, mío. Mío, mío. Gran Canaria. Mío, mío. Gran Canaria. Mío, mío. Gran Canaria. Mío, Gran Canaria. Mío, mío.
Surprise coming up here.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Stephen. Happy birthday to you.
One thing Queen Mary can say to all the other ships is my one's bigger than yours. cranes. I didn't want them just to be industrial straight up and across. Wanted them to look like the old ships with the mast sticking up the derrick. So I asked them to build them with the extension piece, and they blooming forgot. So afterwards they put the mast, so it's just close enough to fool most people, but it's, just to give the right look.
Lorsque je regarde l'histoire des paquebots transatlantiques, avant 1998, jamais j'aurais imaginé qu'on puisse construire un nouveau paquebot transatlantique. Pour moi, c'était inconcevable. Parce que, pour moi, le dernier paquebot transatlantique, c'était le Queen Elizabeth II. Il n'y en avait pas depuis qui était possible. Il y avait une navigation transatlantique pendant l'été avec des paquebots de croisière, mais qui n'avait rien à voir avec la possibilité de traverser l'Atlantique en 6 jours. Donc là, le fait d'avoir le Queen Mary II qui revienne en service est quelque chose un petit peu assez fabuleux, parce que ça apporte un petit peu tout à fait l'atmosphère de la mise en service du Normandie, du France, du Queen Mary ou du Queen Elizabeth. C'est-à-dire c'est ce symbole que représente la construction d'un grand paquebot. C'est une cathédrale d'aujourd'hui, du XXIe siècle, parce qu'il n'y a pas d'autres constructions humaines beaucoup plus importantes en taille que le Queen Mary II. Donc ça représente quand même quelque chose d'exceptionnel, ce navire. C'est aujourd'hui le plus grand paquebot du monde, le plus rapide, s'il atteint que 30 nœuds, comme le Queen Elizabeth II. Au niveau des espaces, c'est un des plus luxueux. Il y a la rue du pont 2 et du pont 3 entre Britannia et le grand lobby, le théâtre, les salles de spectacle illumination qui sont travaillées dans l'esprit art déco avec des formes géométriques. Il y a également l'atmosphère du Commodore Club qui est quand même très somptueuse et qu'on ne retrouve que sur des paquebots de luxe à la grande époque des transatlantiques. La salle à manger Britannia qui est quelque chose de somptueux au niveau des volumes, qui est sur 3 ponts avec cette grande tapisserie centrale qui évoque l'histoire des grands paquebots, qui reprend la silhouette du Bremen et de l'Europa des années 30. On est pris par le rêve quand on est dans ces pièces. On pense automatiquement à l'atmosphère du Normandie, avec ses décors en lac d'or, le travail qui a été fait sur le verre à l'époque sur Normandie. On est en plein dans cette atmosphère, donc dans la légende transatlantique et le mythe du Normandie. C'est vraiment exceptionnel ce paquebot.
Would you do the honors? This is from the Steamship Historical Society Long Island chapter to decorate your new quarters. Meanwhile, also in the room, Stephen Payne. I mean, Steve and I've known for about 10 years now. We met on the Rotterdam 5 many years ago. And he was talking about this ship that he wanted to build, the new Queen, which I never thought would be built. I think a lot of people in this room never thought would be built. So you should be very proud, because this is your baby.
First of all, I want to thank you for this magnificent picture. You know, it's just quite incredible. It's right up to date. We've got the sea that we had, and it's a splendid gift, and we're very, very happy to accept it. But I also want to say how important it is to Kim and I that you're here. If you'd asked me in 1998 whether there would have ever been another Cunard liner on the Atlantic, I would have probably bet the housekeeping money that there wouldn't be. But you know, and on this occasion I was happy to be proved wrong when Mr. Harrison said he was going to build this ship. And I think it's a splendid moment for us all in maritime history that the company that was founded by Sir Samuel Cunard in 1839 with the specific intention of building a bridge across the North Atlantic with a fleet of steamships is still here to this day. And the fact that we're here today has a lot to do with you people in this room who perpetuated the interest in history in ocean liners, and I sincerely thank you for what you've done to that end. Thank you.
Oh, I have something to show you.
Ba-doom, 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 ba-da-doom. Ba-da-da-ding-dong, ba-dang-a-ling-a-lang, ba-dum, ba-do, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-day. Oh, life could be a dream. If I could take you up to paradise up above, if you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life would be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, shaboom, and up and we meet again. Oh, life could be a dream. If only all my friends.
When Mickey Harrison gave me the job of designing this ship over 5.5 years ago, it was quite a challenge. Nobody had done it for such a long time. There were many doubters that said that it would never go to fruition, never be built. And I must say that having worked now with Cunard, with the shipyard, my team in London and elsewhere, I'm immensely proud of this ship. It's certainly something that I think everybody that's been involved can share that pride. And I'm very pleased to be here on the Maiden Voyage, I think, representing them.
Life could be a dream. If I could take you up to paradise up above, if you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life would be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again, shaboom, and hoping we meet again. Oh, da-da-da-ding-dong, ga-ding-a-ling-a-lang, ba-dum, ba-do, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-day, oh, do-you, shaboom, shaboom, sweetheart.
I think any of my trips have meant anything like this. I'm full of amazement and awe and love and happiness and all the adjectives that could express the beauty and the inward sanctity of this ship and this trip that we've had and the places that we've been at and the accueil that everybody has, each port has rendered, and this wonderful ship, what it's given back. And just God bless this ship and all who are in it and all her trips. I can't express my deepest gratitude of being one of the 2,600 people in the world that have had this opportunity.